I was left for dead. That's how my journey in entrepreneurship started. I left the corporate world and my finance and MBA degrees behind me to share my story. Welcome to That Entrepreneur Show, where resilience meets hustle. Let's build and learn from our guest now. Here we are, another monthly strategy session here at ComingAlive podcast production. My name is Vincent A. Lancy. I'm joined by my amazing team, guests, clients, and everything in between. And this week, we're not talking about our why in podcasting like the first show. We're talking about why we love podcasting. And for me, it's meeting people all around the world that I never would have before. And I really find it as the best business card you never knew you needed, similar to a book. You're just networking around the world and helping your message get out. Next up, we're going to switch over to, we started with Jerry earlier. We'll go to the other side. We'll go to Jen this time. Jen is on our team. Please introduce yourself and tell us what you love about podcasting.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenna. I'm the audio editor of Coming Alive podcast production. I really enjoyed editing on the podcast of our clients, and it really makes me inspired listening first at hand, seeing the backstage. You're seeing everything live. So that's really interesting for me. And I really enjoy listening to even other podcasts because that makes me inspired.
Jen's a great resource here. She works with some of our clients on the audio engineer side, and she's been with me for a long time. So thank you, Jen. Next up, whoever wants to speak, come on out.
I'll go. My name is Amber. I am the host of the Voice of Experience podcast, the PFAC podcast that is a part of Tampa General Hospital. And I enjoy podcasting because I get to hear the patient perspective from a whole different lens. And I get to really tap into those heartstrings and really get to understand why people go to a health system and at the care that they're really seeking. And then I get to hear from those leaders that work in that health system and really get to tap into their why of why they went into healthcare and why they feel like the patient voice is so important. And so it's such passionate work. And I think the podcast has really allowed me to go to another level into understanding the world of healthcare from that lens.
Well said. And Amber is growing and growing better and better as she's now on season 2. So be sure to check out Voices of Experience, PFAC podcast. Next up, who's coming out to the stage?
I'll go. My name is Jerry Gadori. I am the founder of Redbeard Solutions, the author of Destination Employer, and the host of Business Mastery for startup scale-ups and early stage businesses. I'm passionate about podcasting because I get the opportunity to speak to leaders I would never otherwise meet and share important information I wish I'd had when I started my first company.
I love that. And you're hearing on this show, everybody has a different favorite part of podcasting, and it's just a joy to be around everyone here. Next up, let's start with Grace. Grace is a new podcaster. She's getting ready to launch her show, so stay tuned. But Grace, introduce yourself and tell us, why do you want to be involved with podcasting?
Yes, my name is Grace, and I'm looking forward to podcasting because I find myself so illuminated with new ideas and new perspectives when I talk to other people. And so I'm looking forward to just bringing that kind of new energy into the work that I do and into the relationships I have with the people I work with and those who might not yet know.
Oh, well, I'm excited to see you branch out into this. She's a successful executive coach for many years and now trying something new. Podcasting is new for everyone in the beginning, but with some hard work, you can get past that 7-episode deficit. I guess you could say that Julie, who's up next, our head of operation, puts out great posts on LinkedIn for podcast value, and that should not discourage you that there are so many podcasts that don't get there. Chances are they just weren't passionate about the area they were speaking on. Julie, please come on out.
Hi, everyone. I'm Julie. I'm head of operations at ComingAlive podcast production. And I would say I enjoy podcasting because of the connections. It's really unique. Podcasting is really cool in that you start to meet people who know people, and it feels like the conversations are different than if you were going to have, a coffee with them. You get to really know their story and more than just what they offer or how they serve. And I think I really genuinely appreciate that about podcasting.
Oh, I appreciate you as well, everyone. It's a fun time here on Strategy Sessions. If you want to come on, reach out to my team. We've got Jerry, Grace, Amber, Julie, and Jen down the line, all different favorite parts of podcasting. But I do want to, before we sign off, ask what's one podcast series you listen to that's not yours? So we can show some love to the community here.
I'll flip the script and say my favorite podcast isn't a business podcast at all. It's a Southern Gothic horror podcast called Old Gods of Appalachia.
Okay, where'd you come across that?
I don't even remember, but I love that podcast so much that I went to go to a live session in Boston when they were on tour.
Well, that's freaking sweet. Congratulations again to get all that done, and podcasting opens doors just like that. How about you, Grace? What are you listening to?
Oh, so many podcasts, but one that just comes top of mind is Story OS, which is a storytelling podcast.
Very cool. Amber, what are you listening to besides Voices of Experience?
Well, as some people know, I am a woman that has many hats, and I'm actually 18 days away from graduating from physical therapy school. So my podcast that I have on replay right now is the PT Hustle and PTE Clinical Files, because Dr. Kyle Rice really gives great insight into key questions that would help me pass the national exam. So definitely locked into that, and shout out to Dr. Rice.
All right, Julie, what's on your podcast?
So I'll share two. I got one that's kind of like a fun one. The last podcast on the left. It's like a history podcast. I like it. And then another ones are one of our favorite people, Will and Nick, Two for the Win. They have 3 episodes a week, so I just feel like I listen to way too much of their show. I love it, though. It's good. It's good. We're excited because Friday's their sports episode, and I'm in Indiana. So if you're a basketball person, you know the Pacers are going to finals. So it was kind of a fun week for me.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that that's happening because they beat my Knicks, so it didn't even click in my head to go out there and, oh man, well, I hope you enjoy your week out there. And Jen, what are you listening to right now?
For me, it's the podcast engineering show by Chris Curran. It's focused on specifically on podcast production and engineering, and of course, I'm on audio editing, so it's more on gear, software workflow, and editing techniques, and the real world interviews with the audio pros.
I love it. Well, everyone, we just gave you some new podcasts to add to your queue that aren't ours, so we have no bias that we're giving out, but I also do want to encourage you to stay in the loop with Grace as her shows come out. Julie's got a few shows. Search in the podcast directories, Julie Deem. She's got 2 top shows, Amber, Voices of Experience, PFAC. Jerry's got Business Mastery, along with the bestseller that I want to encourage you to check out because it puts his business all together. And here at Coming Alive Podcast Production, I'll give you one more podcast to look at, and that's Pod O'Clock, because this episode will be on there eventually. Pod O'Clock will teach you how to start a podcast on your own with no money putting out of pocket. If you can do it on your own, there are self-learners out there, so I wanted to give you a resource for you. My name is Vincent A. Lancy, and this is a Coming Alive podcast production strategy session. You can sign up on ComingAlivePodcastProduction.com if you scroll to the bottom on the homepage, or email Danica at podcastsbylancy@gmail.com, and that's plural podcasts. You could sign up to join us next month, but with that, we're signing off all around the world. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by.